On this episode, we worked on a 55 Ford Fairlane. We got the front suspension done. We got wiring done on tilted. We got a whole bunch of everything done. The coilovers are in. Scraped some, filled some holes. We did the steering wheel removal. We put the turn signal switch in. We did all sorts of stuff. Remember, like and subscribe, Side Money Garage. Leave a comment. Do something, will ya? Tell your friends about us. Whatever it takes. And also, we'd like to give a thanks to LCI and Elias for parts. Alright, here we go. I don't even know what day it is. Thursday. We got the driver's side front suspension, all the new bushings pushed in, spindle reamed out. We're going to do the left side, or the right side now, the passenger side. This is the driver's side. I'll videotape that. I wanted to make sure I could do it first. I didn't want to look like a bigger idiot than I am. We got parts flying off the shelf here. These are our Flaming River front coilovers. They're actually made by Viking. Flaming River doesn't even carry them no more. I had to order a new shaft. They came with a 5-inch shaft, and I'm putting a 3.5. So we're gonna get some never sees put in there, put the snap rings, make sure they'll fit that, make sure they fit up there. We're gonna do that real quick before we start on the other side. There's the passenger side. We're gonna do that one. We'll videotape that one as we go along. Now that we know we can do it with our press over there. We had a few minor hiccups. I'll talk about that when we do it. Once we get enough heat in here, we're gonna do a couple. I want to get the dome light and a few switches wired on that car. Every day I got to do something to that car to get it out of here. Alright, so here we go. We're going to start messing with this coilover. Alright, we got the upper one done. We didn't get to film it because Hammer Mechanic was here, but I'll show it to you. Now we're pressing the bushings. We got one lower ball joint or control arm bushing pressed out. Now we're going to get the new one. Press it in. Then we got to do the other one. We take a piece of sandpaper, clean up the hole a little bit, and then we press it in. I have to ream this hole out to get it to fit on here and go down the same depth on both of them to make the car ride level. So here's my snazzy reamer I bought. I don't know if you need to put any of this around there or not, but I do. And yes, it needs cleaned up, but I'm not cleaning nothing up until I get this reamed. Alright, so here's our first ream. And we didn't gain a whole lot, so we're going to dive in again. Alright, here's ream number 2. See how we did this time. Hey, we're getting closer. So now we took this and marked our depth of the last one so that we could put this on here and see how much more we got to go. So we got to ream some more. So it took 3 times, 4 times, I don't know. But right there's where we want it, about the same as the other one. We may have to put a washer or something on top of it, I don't know. But we now have it reamed. So we're ready to clean all this stuff up now. And put the black on it. And the brown or whatever color we want to paint it. And then we can get it back in the car. So now we're gonna scrape all this stuff, wire brush it and all that good stuff, get all the crud off of it and see what we can come up with. GoPro, stop recording. Alright, there it is. It's all been wire wheeled, it's all been cleaned up, and it's all been brush painted with Eastwood chassis encapsulator. We'll let all that dry for a couple days because it's really friggin' cold. And then we'll paint it brown. And then we can start assembling it. And we got to do the firewall. Hopefully tomorrow we do the firewall and chassis encapsulator. And we got rid of our 302. And we got to wire this. Tomorrow we got to get on some wiring. But I think that's enough for today. I started wiring till them fellas came to get the 302. And then I just started doing other stuff. And I wanted to get those done before it got too late. So there's that. Where I am. I'm making these pieces. I cut them out with a hole saw. Then I put a hole saw in the middle. I'm using this old cheapo sander to make them fit. This is where my coil over bolts on the other side, and it's real thin. So I'm making a ring that'll sit in there with the 2 bolt holes to give it just a little extra. So I just keep grinding around and around until I get them to fit. I'm getting closer with this one. I got a long ways to go with that one. So I'm gonna get back to grinding. GoPro, stop recording. All right, so this is where we are on the Fairlane. We put this side together a little bit. We gotta tighten that up. We had to rotate the holes for the bottom of the coil over. It didn't rotate right. Okay, so I had to get this front temporarily put together, see how it works. Alright, so this is where we are with the front of the Fairlane. We got our coil over in. We figured out how to put that in there. I think it's going to work out okay. I might have to get lighter springs. Those are 350-pound springs, which are supposed to be for the front end of a V8 Falcon. Once I get this front clip and engine and stuff in there, it may settle and help it out some, so I ain't worried about it. I had to rotate the holes for the bottom of the shock bracket due to the fact that it didn't rotate good. Now it does. Once I get all the front back together, I have to figure out how the upper ball joint goes, and then we'll have our Granada spindles mounted. And we'll be able to start putting the brakes on. Get that part cleaned up under there. Start getting the motor and transmission set in. All I got to do is wire wheel this part back to that cross member back there. And then we're ready to put the motor and transmission in and get the front clip back on so we can concentrate on some other stuff. So tomorrow we're going to work on getting this side put together, figuring out the upper ball joints. Well, no, not tomorrow. Thursday. Figure out the upper ball joints, and then we're going to do the steering, and then we're going to concentrate on that part, and then we're going to concentrate on getting that in there and getting the back jacked up. Hopefully by then we'll have some wiring done and we can switch these two around maybe once we get the wheels back under it. All right, we're in here working. It's Saturday morning. It's cold as hell. There's lunch, some chili. We got this side on. Viking coil over, made by Flaming River with Viking springs. Granada spindle. We're about to put the rotor on this side with long studs. And then we're going to do the other side. Then we're going to paint the firewall. It's got to warm up some in here though, it's a little cold. Alright, so we got the lower control arm on. We got our holes drilled for our coilovers. We got to tighten these up. Now we're going to put the coilover on. Alright, the whole front suspension's back on. Firewall. We started cleaning up underneath there. Back to that cross member. Tomorrow we'll have all that black, and we're going to wire on tilt it a little bit. We got a lot of scraping to do under there. But we're going to get all that taped off and see what we got to do to get that part black. at least in the tunnel and around. We got a hole in the floor to fix on the driver's side. All right, we got the whole front suspension on this car. We started cleaning up the frame rails and stuff back to the cross member underneath. Trying to get the tunnel clean. All right, so it's Sunday, February 1st. And it's still cold, but we're working on replacing this little guy in this car. It is the turn signal switch. This is the original one. And over time, these little plastic ears break off. That one's broke off, so it will not cancel. It never did cancel. The horn button never worked. Nothing. Well, now we're going to try to make it all work. So this, out with the old, in with the new. And yes, our shop is a wreck, but tomorrow's shop day as far as cleaning up the shop. Today is 63 day. So we're going to start feeding these guys right down there. And this is a pain in the ass, because they do not all fit at one time. So we're going to set the camera down, start with the longest two, and slowly feed them through there. Okay, these two are the longest ones. We're going to feed them through there first. Hopefully they will come right out of there up in there. But we're going to have to get a light, and I'm going to need all my hands. So GoPro, stop recording. So this is kind of how I do it. I tape them all up, starting with my pull wire, which is just a random scrap piece of wire, and I go one at a time until I get them all in. Then I leave a tail so I can unwrap it once I get them through, and hopefully this will work. So then this piece here, you just shove down in the hole and hold and mess with it till you get it to go where you need it to go. And sometimes it goes nice, sometimes it goes hard. Does a lot better without anything sticking out of it. Then you just keep sliding her down until it comes out the other end, hopefully. Once it comes out this bottom, then you just keep feeding her through, and it's going to get hard because there's a lot of wire shoved up there. Well, we had to do a little change of plans. What we were trying to do wasn't working. It's worked in the past, but it might have been on my truck where it had a different steering ring. So we had to do it the hard way. We had to take the whole column apart, and that thing was a pain. I haven't had one that hard in a while to get off. There's a little snap ring. I literally had to beat it off and pull it and everything else. It did not want to come off, which is okay. It just means you gotta hand feed all the wires instead of pulling them all at once, which isn't a problem. It's just a little bit of a pain. More work taking the whole column apart, but it'll be right when we're done, I guess. I hate messing with those two bolts. And anybody who's had one of these apart, they know the two bolts I'm talking about. The locking bolts, I guess you would call them. But they're coming. Not as fast as I wanted to get this done. But what do they say in the world of automotive? If it takes an hour, or if you think it's gonna take an hour, it's gonna take 10 or something like that. Well, with this headache, they're right. But we're gonna finish feeding these wires through, and then we'll start bolting it together. All right, so once you get your two bolts in, that's all tight. You gotta put the bearing back in there, and that is a little bit of a struggle. Once you get the bearing shoved back down in there, it kind of keeps everything kind of tight. We're gonna pound that in there a little bit. Put some lube on it, I think, some blaster or something on there, and get it seated and put the snap ring back in. Then we can proceed to put all this stuff back in. But we have to get that in, a snap ring, then this piece, then a metal plate, and then a new steering wheel adapter. But it's coming. We're actually getting it. And hopefully when we're done, the horn will work with the horn button, the turn signals will cancel, everything will do what it's supposed to do. But for now, we're gonna get some stuff and see if we can drive that bearing all the way down in there. Alright, so after you get your bearing lubed up, you have to put your gear indicator in first. 2 screws. One right there and one over there. Once you get those in, then you can do the turn signal. Once you get them in, then this little guy kind of just sets in there, sort of like so. This is a little ring, kind of helps hold it in there, like a washer for the screws. But we're gonna leave that out until we get this set in. Right in there is where that goes. 3 holes will line up, pin will line up, and it's good to go. You gotta keep this horn wire out of stuff. Once you get it out of the way, it'll kind of go down in. You'll put this in there. Kind of like so. And then it has 3 screws that hold it into place. Alright, once you get those 3 bolts in, you're ready for your horn contact and your steering wheel adapter. So now we're going to go find our horn contactor over there. I got a new one. And our steering wheel adapter. Okay, so we have that ready to go. Next, we're going to work on this adapter ring here. This don't fit for shit, so we're going to have to modify this some to fit that. We're going to see what we can figure out. So hopefully we can make it all work.